Okay, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of WrestleSlam, the podcast brought to you by the Macau Casino, Cork City. And it is a brand new episode. It is Monday, the 24th of March, 2025. The show will go out Tuesday, the 25th of March at 8 p.m. So, right now, Raw is live. We might get a couple of updates in the midst of the show from Phil. But we are joined by the crew, the man himself. Let's talk RCW Connor. We're joined by the one and only Matt Murphy, fresh from the stage, and the one and only Phil Conley. And yet again, we bring you a brand new episode of WrestleSlam, the podcast. It's a big week. We have RCW at the Pav this weekend. We've just had OTT homecoming. We've got some news on potential arrivals at WWE, and the rumor mill says current OTT Irish Star had a little tryout. We'll have more on that in a few minutes. Obviously, we'll talk WWE in Belfast. WWE coming to SmackDown. We broke the news on Sports Matters within minutes of that being announced. And yet again, that's big news. And that's when everybody jumps on the bandwagon and tries to get them tickets. And you feel really bad for the hardcore fans that are traveling in the world to see these stars. But look, that's the name of the game. We're going to talk all things that. We want your opinion and all that as well. So yet again, you can email us as always, wrestleslam@outlook.com. We are on Twitter. We have abandoned their Twitter page, even though we have 2,000 followers. We're very kind of, I suppose, reluctant to use that as much as we used to, but we will get back to that slowly. We're also on TikTok, WrestleSlam, and check out Let's Talk RCW as well, YouTube, and all the platforms there. But listen, we're going to talk all things wrestling first of all, guys. I suppose we're going to go straight into it. WWE have announced SmackDown is coming to the Tree Arena Dublin. Many people thought it was a joke. It wasn't real. It was a bit of an April Fool's, even though we're not in April, but it's legit. It's 100% legit. SmackDown comes to Dublin for the first time ever for a live show, and it's going to be huge. Tickets will be like gold dust. Yet again, I just mentioned it's going to be like everyone jumping on the bandwagon. Media outlets will be coming from all Central to get on board. But guys, SmackDown coming to Dublin. Phil, I'm going to go to you first. Groundbreaking news. And listen, it is great news for the people of Ireland. And I believe, and I'm going to take credit, I was the first person in the country to ask for a WWE event live on WWE Network when I popped that question to Triple H. And I asked him, when are you going to come to Ireland? Millions watching it. He listened. It's happening. I'm responsible. Thank you, Ireland. No problem. But Phil, what's your thoughts?
To be fair, it's a long time coming because we were actually screwed out of the NXT live takeover that was supposed to happen. When was 2019? 18?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. It's like it's just been so long, and this is a history because this is the first ever live broadcast from Ireland that I know of. I know they've
Yeah.
done loads of house shows and they've done loads of little bits, but like this is history in the making, and we will try our best to be there. Um, but from what I'm hearing, it's prices are looking pretty ridiculous. Did you have
What's the rumor? What's the rumor on
well,
ticket prices?
there's a thing out there at the moment about it. I've not seen this ever happen in Ireland for tickets, but there's this deposit thing where you deposit 250 quid and then you pay the rest once you know when the tickets are out. So how much are they going to be? If the deposit is 250, I know you meet Seamus in this whole deposit package or whatever, but our ticket's going to be 500-600 quid, which is kind of mental.
Yeah.
Like who's the
Interesting.
average fan can't afford to pay these, and it's only getting worse.
Yeah. That's something I'm going to get to. Well, obviously prices.
Yeah.
We want all the viewers to give us their thoughts on the current prices, but obviously groundbreaking news. I've seen that thing about that deposit. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming if you pay that deposit, obviously it pretty much guarantees you a ticket. But isn't it just an awful shame that you have people that travel all around the world
Yeah.
for years that go to all the WrestleManias, the pay-per-views, they go to all the house shows,
Mhm.
um, and then they announce SmackDown, and then what we're saying, the four of us right here are saying we don't even know if we're going to be there because we don't know if we're going to get tickets.
Yeah.
Um, Yet again, all the media crews, even though we've, people have been covering it for years, we'd
Yeah.
have the likes of RTE, all these fucking big boys jumping in and saying, "Give us 20 tickets for all our staff," and it just
Exactly.
makes it really stressful.
Yeah, and I got an email off them the other day about high demand for tickets. So
Yeah.
make sure you get on the pre-sale list, and even then, that doesn't guarantee you.
Well, I heard there was 36,000 people.
And it's the three arena, so there's only 10,000 tickets. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and there was 36 employed
Yeah,
in the first 2 days.
it's insane. It's
So I don't
it,
know. Interesting.
it's again. We'll see what happens when we get closer to it. But you're right, though. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people going to jump on it now. Um,
Yeah. All of a sudden, RTE and all these big boys, I have never mentioned wrestling once, are
exactly.
now mentioning WWE. And
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's one of them things where I hope WWE pay attention to everyone that has worked tirelessly over the years to promote wrestling
yeah.
rather than say, right, RTE, here you go, such and such, here you go. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. But listen, that's the name of the game, I suppose. Look, that's why they have millions and that's why they're the big network challenge here in Ireland. But Connor, look, obviously breaking news. Obviously, we all thought it was a bit of a piss take that it actually was announced, but it was legit. It was real, and it was a real announcement. Groundbreaking SmackDown coming to WWE, coming to the Tree Arena, coming to Dublin. It's going to be epic, my man.
Yeah, I registered for one myself, but it's honestly it's just going to be the luck of the draw to see if you get one. But it is absolutely history for a live SmackDown to be in Dublin. But like you said as well, all the media now that had nothing to do with wrestling before is jumping on it, and you're just going to be lucky if you get a ticket.
That's the thing. Like, and there's going to be like 400 tickets taken just for that. Like,
Yeah.
and and then you're cutting down to like nearly 9,000. So you're even less. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I,
It's
And
I,
the
like,
price is ridiculous.
I chat to like, well, I'm in regular touch with a lot of guys that, like, obviously, you know what I mean, including myself, we've been lucky enough to do media with WWE since 2016, okay? And we've been to fucking like 3 WrestleManias, you know, all the live shows, the UK. And me and the other guys that are well established were saying, like, we don't even know, do we have a fucking chance of getting approval? Because all these big outlets are going to jump in and, you know what I mean? It becomes a mess. Now, I'm just hoping the guys at WWE yet again recognize the people that have worked hard these last couple of years. But it's a business, and they're going to look at like the likes of Virgin Media TV,
yeah,
RTE, rightly so, because look, I get it, they have millions of they have millions of viewers every week, but it's just like we'll knock back all the independent guys, and you know what I mean. That's the way it could be.
Yeah.
You know,
no,
Matt, your thoughts? Matt's still in shock. They announced it.
Yeah, I mean, like it's been a long time coming. Like I said, like we were so close, like having it like a pay-per-view coming to WWE. If you remember, NXT UK in Ireland was meant to happen, but of
yeah,
course, COVID was got underway. You know yourselves.
yeah.
But yeah, it's like you said, like this is like grounding. You're always like excited. We're talking, and I was just talking to this about to the cast of Philadelphia. I come is like we're now living in the time where people, non-wrestling fans, are actually acknowledging WWE and actually acknowledging all these shows because how mainstream it's getting now. Mainly because from Triple H's end, and
Well, that
even
and
for the
also you can just turn on Netflix and Raw's on. Like, you don't have to go look for it.
exactly, and it's kind of like, and I don't want to sound like us like being like hipsters or something like that, but it
Yeah,
was like it was like a long time ago, people would just say, you know, that stuff is fake, right? Or oh,
yeah,
you like wrestling. Instead, it's just a fascinating thing to talk about. So it's like you said, we're gonna get so many people jumping on board. The media says, and it's gonna be covered. And like you said, it's like saying they're gonna block like just people, diehard fans who's been there. Instead, they're gonna give it to people that you know just only watched it in passing mostly. But I mean I registered as well, and I'm actually still waiting word for myself as
I
well
don't
to
think they're
go.
going to. I don't think it'll be announced because they don't know the actual pricing, the full pricing.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of like very frustrating and something like that. Like, so I was told that you're better off like just go to WrestleMania at this point, save up to go to WrestleMania. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like I'm happy to see this. We're finally getting a TV taping. I think Jerry is gonna get credited as an exclusive producer. I think at this point with this show, I'm going to say that now myself. But like, but yeah, I'm just like happy for it. But also, it is kind of like a bit of irritating that. It's good. Again, like we're living in a time where wrestling is getting more acknowledged.
Yeah.
But also kind of fun to have know-it-all people, like you said.
Yeah. Just one of them things where I hope you have all the hardcore fans. And I would not call myself a hardcore. Like I love wrestling. I'm not a hardcore fan, but you know what I mean? I hope the hardcore fans get tickets rather than someone that's never been to the show before and they're seeing it for the first time. I really hope it. No, I know that's not the case because it's done where you log on Ticketmaster, go into your queue. I'd say it's going to crash the internet, but I know they're kind of in the UK around that weekend, but I hope they do a lot of stuff around Dublin on the Thursday, on the Saturday.
Yeah.
I hope they do stuff with the fans and there's like big conventions and such and
Meet
such.
greets
But
and Smiths and stuff like that, you know.
yeah, I really hope so. But yet again, it is a stressful time for the wrestling fan. Houses being remortgaged, people breaking up with their husbands and wives because they want to get fucking tickets and the wife can't get a ticket, the husband trying to get the ticket, the wife leaves the husband. It's going to happen, it's going to cause a lot of conflict, but look, it's great news. We're absolutely delighted it's coming, and we will try our best to make sure that we're there. And I'm sure out of the four of us,
Somebody will
one
be
of
there.
us, one
Yes,
of us might
somebody will
make
be
it.
there. Yeah, yeah.
Matt Murphy will be there. Connor will be backstage, and I mean Phil will be outside looking in. But yeah, it's one of them things. Now we're going to talk. Obviously, we want to mention our whole Moxley incident. We'll get to that towards the end of the show. But we want to ask the fans right now, guys. We have a question for all of you. Do you think the ticket prices right now for wrestling shows, in particular WWE, are expensive? Yes or no? Let us like if you have your thoughts and you're saying this, leave a comment below or email us and we'll mention it next week's show. But do you think ticket prices are too expensive right now for meet and greets and for the shows? Let us know.
Yeah,
Simple
because
as
I
that.
saw something about the world for WrestleMania weekend. I saw some of those prices and they were like, whoa. Like when we went, they were like 20. I remember they used to be $20. I think they're like 50 now.
What's
Like
that for?
the photographs and the meet and greets at the WrestleCon.
WrestleCon, yeah, like for like WrestleMania access, they're like 300, 400, 500 quid, but just for one picture. But for WrestleCon, they were like $30. Now it's like
Yeah,
70, 80 bucks
yeah,
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
in,
It's like
and then
$80. Yeah,
it's on average it's about 80, 90 quid a picture. Like Sting and all these guys are probably $120, but it's a money racket. Like if you're gonna do it once, then obviously do it, but it is expensive for us Europeans. So yet again, Triple H, I pleaded for you to bring WWE to Ireland for a live show. You've done that. You've granted us that. Give us WrestleMania in London. I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to say Ireland.
yeah. We
Give
definitely
us WrestleMania in London in the next 3 years. We have a nice short flight over to London. Hotels will be expensive. We get over that part. And that's what we want. He's been very good to us so far. So Triple
thing
H,
is, if
please
they
give us
gave us three
WrestleMania.
years, if they gave us a 3 year gap, we were well able to go.
We'll save up. We might be able to save up the 10 grand in 3 years then.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we
we
can
were
go
well
over
able to go. Yeah,
stay in a
Need to
hotel
know,
for one night and get a ticket. And our 10 grand be gone.
you did say
Um,
that Cena also even said it himself that like he wants the WrestleMania to come to London. So when the man says himself, he needs to deliver.
yeah.
Yeah, he does. He does indeed. Right, I'm quickly going to run through OTT Homecoming before we get to the main one this week as well, RCW. So obviously OTT Homecoming took place in the Ambassador Theatre, guys. It was groundbreaking, history-making. Congratulations to Joe and all the team for yet again an incredible night for all like OTT and Irish wrestling. I'm a bit jittery tonight. I'm fucking stuttering a lot, but obviously there was many matches. Callum Black, Cara Noor, Key Noonan defeated Limo, Michael Gueco, and Robbie X. Obviously, Key Noonan defeated Callum Black and Cara Noor. Charlie Sterling and CBL ended in a no contest. Golden Boy Santos defeated Charlie Sterling by countout. OTT European title match that was. And the rumor mill I have to mention is that Golden Boy Santos had a trial with WWE. Phil, you broke that news to us today, and apparently that's legit. He had a tryout. I'd say it was WWE Belfast, was it?
Yeah, there was three of them that had tryouts. Rio and
Yeah,
it was Luke Jacobs. Is that the other
yeah,
name? Yeah, it took three
yeah,
of them had tryouts in recent days, and they were all part of. You probably spotted them somewhere as security in the last few shows, and they're
yeah.
probably on Raw again tonight as more security for more stuff. But yeah, it's great to see. And it's a long time. When's the last time they did a tryout over here? It must be a long time.
I remember Tucker in Belfast. We went to a Belfast show years ago.
Yeah.
I can't remember for the life of me who was there. Was it me and you, Phil? Was
Yeah,
Matt
yeah,
there with
yeah.
us?
We went to Donna.
Donna, yeah, and we interviewed Samoa Joe backstage, but I remember Tucker had a tryout that night, and he was backstage. But Golden Boy Santos is a guy that I've been watching for a while, a specimen and a half, really good wrestler, looks the biz, great, kind of good all-round wrestler. He gets better and better every match, but apparently he's had a big tryout. And guys, that's good news for Irish wrestling, the fact he's been on our scene for a while.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
big.
definitely. Again,
Hopefully
like you
that
said, like
happens. Yeah.
yeah,
So
again, like you
hopefully,
said, again, like you said, like WWE's been really embracing the Irish a lot recently. I feel like at this point, like they're aware that yeah, we have legit talent over here, especially with OTT and especially Triple H opening up the doors for us.
yeah, Triple H is the man. The rest of the matches on that card, obviously, Trent Seven defeated Adam Max did, and we had the return of Pete Dunne to OTT. He defeated Sammy D. Obviously, we had Myla Grace defeated Sadie Gibbs. Absolutely delighted to see Myla Grace back at OTT. And obviously, Sadie Gibbs is a girl that signed for All Elite Wrestling prior to the pandemic. I remember having her on in the pandemic. Her dreams are kind of crushed. She's back on the scene, back with a vengeance, and she is back with a bang. Man like Doris defeated Renzo Rose as well, and that was a fantastic card. So congratulations to Joe yet again and all the team on an incredible homecoming show. We're looking forward to all future events, and I cannot wait to get back up to Dublin for many more. Right, so we're going to get to Rebel County Wrestling. Let's talk RCW is the show that's hitting I suppose the screens these last couple of weeks. Connor, how's it going for you, my man? You're obviously enjoying it. Look, it's been great feedback from it.
Yeah, it's been going very well, to be honest. Sometimes a bit slow, but you know that's expected. But when the videos are being uploaded, obviously, and getting more views and stuff, so it's going good. Um, the only thing I'm looking for now is for people that are watching the videos to subscribe. That's all I'm looking for. I got like 68.9% that watched that aren't subscribed, so it's all I'm looking for is people to subscribe if they're watching the videos.
Yeah.
Well, it took me years to figure that shit out. You know what I mean? How to capitalize. It's something that that takes practice and time, and that will come. But it's just trying to find out how to get them to subscribe and such and such.
Yeah.
But just make sure you add your subscribe link at the end of the videos and and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But it's a great product. It's I know RCW are absolutely delighted that you've done this show and you're doing this show. It's a big card this weekend. We've got a couple of surprises on the night, but obviously it's RCW booked by Al. Obviously a few matches announced, and a guy that's back with a vengeance, Michael May, a guy that I've watched on the scene for many years. Took a little break. He's back with a bang. He fights James Ellis, guys. Now that is a match and a half. Connor, thoughts on that match, my man? It's a big one.
Michael May lost recently to Chris Conley at the last show, so I think he's just going to be out for revenge on anyone on that night. It just happens to be James Ellis, who also his big win was against Butch, I think 2 shows ago, maybe 3 shows ago. So it's going to be a great match, but I'd say Michael May.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one. Matt Murphy, we have a trios championship match. Matt's a big fan of the trios. I remember Billy Bellum telling us exclusively that he was going to start off the trios. It's really took off with a bang at RCW. CPF versus Jay Steins, Terry Thatcher, Keane Noonan as well. Matt, what's your thoughts on that trios match for the trios championship? It's an exciting one.
Yeah, very exciting one. Like you said, I always love the trios to tag matches. It was a bit of a surprise. Like you guys were, I know you guys couldn't make the last one, but even as Connor, it was a bit of a surprise finish about how they actually picked up the win, because I knew of them, but I didn't know of them properly. So I feel like we're gonna know them more after the show. But yeah, we're buzzing for the match, I say.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Phil, another big match. Obviously, Fabulous Nikki versus an Al-generated opponent, which is yet to be announced. Now, Fabulous Nikki, obviously big deal. He's a great wrestler. It'd be interesting to see who comes over the water or who comes down the road to face this man.
The person that came to my head was Raven. Because I don't think she was booked for a match yet, was she?
Not yet, I don't think. Yeah, not yet.
So yeah,
That's
I
good.
think the Raven.
Connor, do you reckon it could be Raven or someone else?
I reckon it'd be someone else. Recently someone has came back to Rev Pro and that been Leighton Buzzard. So I think that he's my guess.
Oh, he'd get some pop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like it. Matt Murphy, who do you think it could be? I know you're available that weekend, Matt. You've
Yeah,
been rumored to enter that ring on one or two occasions. Are you feeling fresh, or is that head cold holding you back this weekend?
slightly with the fucking head cold has held me back. I was gonna say it's kind of obvious. I had to splash water on my face before we start the show, but you know, I never say never. I'm just gonna say it right now, lads. So you know, I'm probably the top picks if I'm gonna be honest, but you never know.
Yeah, you're always a top pick. Matt Murphy's ready at all. Now we have an RCW Championship match: the Bull versus Mr. Hype. CBL defends his RCW Championship. Now he gave Matt Murphy an exclusive take on this, but the guy he faces, like
Bro.
Goro, yeah. First of all, what a match. CBL doesn't take any shortcuts. This guy wants the best of the best. This could be a serious match, Connor.
Yeah, I think we've seen Curl once and it was in the one when Phil became king. So I
Oh
only
yeah.
seen him for a short while, but he has some unbelievable moves. It's going to be a great match between CBL.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great match. Can't wait for that one. Now, yet again, guys, tickets are available, and you need to be fast on these ones. Okay, so yet again, it's in the path, March 29th, which is this weekend, Saturday, which is great. Doors open at 4:30. The show starts at 5:30. Full bar service, over 18s event. The great news for everyone is, I suppose, it finishes a bit earlier that night. But yet again, doors open at 4:30. Get in that line. It'll be a great one. And yet again, tickets are on sale, eventbrite.ie, Rebel County Wrestling. Grab your tickets. It's one of the best nights you'll ever have. If you haven't been to an RCW show yet, get your tickets, guys. I'm telling you, it's entertainment. It's fun. There's a bear. The atmosphere is iconic. Connor holds up the signs. I'm looking forward to the signs this weekend if he brings them. And yet again, guys, you know what I mean? Get on to All Teams RCW. Also, lots of new merchandise. I'm absolutely loving the merchandise at the moment. Excuse me, slight yawn, but the merch looks unbelievable, guys. There's lots of new merch, RCW tops, hoodies, hats, and more. The wrestlers do their merch at halftime as well. Yeah, Connor's after putting in Leif Buzzard into my head, and
Yeah.
that's something that we can really, really see. If it happens, then he's inside man. He's got more info than anyone. The way he's smiling and smirked, I think he already knows something. But anyway, we'll say no more. So get your tickets, eventbrite.ie. So yet again, we have to talk John Moxley and his absolute madness. I'd say his wife's not too happy with his antics. He does things that he doesn't have to do, but it looked extremely sore.
Yeah.
It's going to leave a couple of stitches, a couple of scars. But Phil,
I
you critical of this?
well, I really think this is just, and what really annoyed me was this wasn't even main event. This was like 1 hour into the show. Um, and on top of that, Moxley had to drive 11 hours to get to the arena because there were no flights.
Yeah.
So I just thought this was probably one of the. I thought the women's match couldn't be any more violent after that. That was probably the most violent women's match they had on pay-per-view weeks ago. This was one of the most unnecessary violence in wrestling, in mainstream wrestling, that I've seen. And if this happened 20 years ago, they probably would be given a stern warning, and possibly we wouldn't see another match like this again for a long time.
No,
It's
he
just
he
bad. Like
he,
if you
he
watch,
drove 11 hours.
he drove 11 hours because there was no flights out of wherever he was.
Do you reckon he drove back, or do you reckon he left his car there?
Who knows? Oh, this was just so like if you watch in slow motion, you see the nails crawl. And the thing is, if you look at it close in, the nails look rusted as well. Oh, this was like even my brother's a huge Moxley fan, was like, this is just crap. Like, Like,
Yeah. Why is he doing it?
I don't know. Is it just? I suppose you can't really say frustrations from in WWE because he's been away from there now so long, nearly 5 years. Uh,
I just saw that like I was squirmish when I saw that.
yeah,
I feel like it's just a ploy to get boost ratings for
not
AEW
going
at
to
this
work.
point.
It's not going to work.
Yeah,
It's tasteless. That stuff doesn't work anymore.
that had more people looking away from it than it did looking at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that's like when Edge made when he made sorry, Cope. Edge. I'm just gonna say Edge. When he made Spike, you were kind of like, oh, that's one intimidating little weapon. But actually seeing it actually been used like it's made for, it's like I don't like that at all.
yeah,
That's like Triple H actually using the actual sledgehammer as an actual sledgehammer instead of
Yeah.
covering the end of
yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly.
Or even what else? Who else I'm thinking of? I think even Abyss back in
With the
AEW,
barbed wire stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
that
AEW
they would
seem to
actually,
always they seem to always do it because if you think about it, they did the screwdriver thing with Kyle Fletcher and with Ospreay. They're
Yeah.
always looking to make it all bloody and all that, so they'd be like, "Oh, look what we're doing," and WWE won't do it. But it's not working.
yeah,
The worst thing that bothered me about it is it meant nothing and it wasn't even on a pay-per-view or main event. It was just why.
Yeah, no, they've lost their way a small bit. Like we've been kind of hypocritical of like RCW, Hemi RCW, Jesus Christ, all the wrestling.
There's something going to happen in AEW in the next week that might be good. Uh,
yeah. I think it's because that AEW knows, oh, it's time, it's Mania time. People are gonna be more invested with WWE. Even though, I'm gonna be honest, we won't get into it if we don't have time. I'm not really 100% looking forward for WrestleMania this year, which is
I think
upsetting.
there's a lot of
But
people. I've talked to a lot of people. Same.
yeah, I think AEW is like gonna try and like capitalize on that, but like, oh, the car besides Cody and Cena, it's not an exciting WrestleMania. Let's try and capitalize on that, but it's still like that's my ploy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, interesting one, but it's caused about a bit of a stir.
Well, once
Uh,
TMZ got a hold of it, it was everywhere. So it was all
yeah,
over TMZ, and then it was everywhere.
we know where they are.
Yeah. Well, they weren't nice to us at all when we had interactions with them.
Yeah, they're a bit strange,
I
but
won't say what it was, but it was just we didn't find them pleasant. That's what
that was at Mania, wasn't it? When we were
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
whole, yeah,
yeah,
we were doing interviews. Yeah, they were a bit. And do you know, what? I know, fucking, we're going off topic, but yet again, I don't find why they were so forthcoming with TMZ, given what they do.
yeah, yeah.
But
Exactly.
anyway, yeah. Anyway, right, guys. Anything else we have to mention before we wrap up? Obviously,
Yeah.
look, we talked WWE, SmackDown, OTT, RCW, Moxley.
I just have one. I suppose I have one or two things.
Yeah.
Jey Uso's partner was revealed. Because Raw's on at the moment.
Okay.
Uso and a mystery man versus A Town Down. And
Is
of
it
course,
Hendry?
no, it's not. Of course, it's Jimmy Uso.
Ah, very nice.
I don't know if people are pissed off online.
They
And
thought it was
That's
Hendry,
right.
obviously.
they
Yeah.
wanted Joe Henry, yeah.
Yeah.
And John Cena and Cody Rhodes had pretty much a replica promo to start the show from last week.
Promo. Yeah.
It was the same as last week, apparently, with the crowd chanting, and it's the exact same almost.
I think Cena's definitely beating Cody at Mania.
I hope so.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. Really, because I know, Phil, you were saying you don't like it. I was feeling the Cena statement last night on Raw. Well, it was kind of weird seeing him complaining, but like I feel like that they need to have Cena win. They can't like just make this good heel turn out of nothing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
No, that is true.
Also, as well, just a bit of news. I know we don't have long left. There was. Do you see the story about Chris Bay? We finally got into a wrestling ring.
Yeah, he looked alright, did he?
Yeah, he looked fragile, but he looked good. Yeah.
He's gonna get he'll
For a
look good
man who was
himself.
told he probably might not never walk again, it was something.
Yeah, it was surreal. Did you guys, before we wrap up, did any of you see that thing of Mark Henry up in Belfast DJing and playing
Oh
all
yeah,
the rest
I
of the
saw the
tunes?
posters and stuff. I didn't see the thing at all.
There was a few videos floating where he's dropping Shawn Michaels, sexy boy, and everyone, all the grown men are just and just I think we need that in Cork. So Mark Henry, come to Cork, come to Sleepers Avenue. If you drop wrestling teams all night and give us a Q&A, we'd pay top dollar to see that. But Mark Henry, please come to Cork. Please come to Republic of Ireland.
They've also announced that thing is official, the natural disasters for Hall. And also, there's a rumor that Kamala is going to be inducted next.
I've seen that.
Yeah, which I think is probably too late. Like it would have meant so much to him because he went through so much with his.
He did actually, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did, yeah. But better late. Like, well, it's Henry better late than never.
But it would have been a nice moment for him, like, because he went through so much in his last few years of his life.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there'll be one or two announcements for the Hall of Fame in due course. But yet again, guys, we're going to have to wrap it up. RCW this Saturday at the Pav, Cork City. Doors open at 4:30. Yeah, sorry.
It was announced on the 5 Marks podcast last night, but I don't know if you listened to it or not, that Mark Haskins will be back to defend the Rebel X title in May. It will be an Iron Man multi-man match.
Nice. Looking forward to
it. Haskins back at RCW. Fucking hell, we'll have a bit of that. 5 Marks, thanks for the heads up, you fuckers. Should have set that on for us so we could have mentioned it. But yeah, look, that's great news. Haskins back at RCW, head of first. Connor via the 5 Marks. So we'll leave it there. We'll be back next week to talk about RCW. We'll be closer to our WrestleMania prediction show. I'm sure we'll have Connor on for that, closer to the Mania date. And yet again, we'll get a couple of people on for that show. I think there's loads of people that want to come on for our special Mania show. So we'll try and get as many as possible on for that. But yet again, from myself, Jerry, from Connor, from Matt, and Phil, we thank you for tuning our way. This is WrestleSlam, the podcast brought to you by the McCocus in Cork City. And yet again, guys, we will catch you next week. But until then, have a good one. We'll see you at the Pav this weekend. Be safe, be square, and we'll see you soon, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Adios.